Hey, what's going on? Now, if you ever turn on your wipers and your wipers not working and it's just going wee woo wee woo wee woo, this is on the driver's side. This might be off. This might be popped off. And you pop it back on and it might go wee woo one time and then it pops back off again. So a lot of people just buy a whole new mechanism, a whole new wiper mechanism, right? That's under there. I didn't bother doing all of that. What I did was I popped it back on. Then I took my vice grip. You can see the teeth right here. You see where the vice grip grabbed it? Pop it back on and then use the vice grip and squeeze it like this. Squeeze it, squeeze it. As much as you can, with all of your might. Squeeze it with all of your might, and then it stays on and it doesn't come back off. I've had it on there for over 2 years. Over 2 years after I squeezed it on, and the wipers have been fine. It's been a rainstorm the past week, and it's been fine, and it's been working for me forever. Not forever, but for the past 3 years. So if this pops off, changing the ball, the hinge and all of that stuff on it, I'm too lazy to do that. It seems kind of loose, actually. It seems kind of loose. Oh, it is loose. Oh my gosh. I gave you bad advice. But anyhow, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pop it back on. I'm going to squeeze it some more. That's crazy. See, I'm giving you bad advice. I'm taking my vice grip, I'm going to squeeze it. Now, you see what I'm talking about? So, I pushed it up like this, as much as I could, up towards this arm thing, and then clamped it with all my might. Bring it to like a loose point on the vice grip so you can actually close it. Not in a gentle way, but in a very hard way. I kind of started tearing up. Tears started coming out of my eye. I was squeezing it so hard. But maybe that's because it's cold outside. It wasn't really hurting me. It's just I was using a lot of force. Anyhow, so I clamped it really hard. Now I'm going to take it off. I left my vice. I'm so terrible. I'm sorry. I left my vice grip outside. I got to do it with. I left my vice grip outside. It got all rusty. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. Anyhow, now it's not coming off. Now it's not coming off at all. Yeah, it's not going anywhere right now. Not going anywhere. The only thing is that metal on metal, eventually I guess it wears out on the inside. I don't know how much you're using your wiper blades, but I don't know if you're living in Connecticut where it rains like every day, then maybe you need to just change the whole thing, but I'm just being cheap. Come on, now, up. Okay, so that's what. Alright, so that's failure number 2. It's really not working anymore, it's all worn down now. It's metal on metal. There's no plastic left in it. There's not a lick of plastic left, and it's all metal in there. Can't really see it real bright. So no amount of force it looks like that I'm exerting is going to keep it on there. I really need a bushing that, if that's even possible. But most people just replace it because it's too hard to do. What I realize what I'm doing, I'm squeezing down here, and up here is expanded. I need to squeeze at the top if possible. Anyhow, I'll try that, but I don't know. It held on for about 2 years or so. Not holding on anymore. Maybe you can try it and it'll work for you. Alright, thanks. Alright, so what it is this thing is actually made out of plastic. There's a plastic bushing here, but it looks like it's melted onto it, so it's not like you're gonna be able to replace it. That's my understanding. That's why people just buy it. So squeezing it while it's on the ball joint, this thing is so hard, it's not really gonna compress. So it's probably best to take it off the ball joint, then squeeze it tight. Bang. You don't want to mainly totally like crush it or anything like that, and then force it back on. So I think I deformed it enough right now. So I'm gonna put the phone down for a little bit. Just hold on, because I'm just holding it with my hand. Hold on. So let's see if it gives any resistance to going back on. Yes, that's a good sign. It's giving me some resistance. It's hard to get back on, right? That's why I'm gonna use this thing here, and I'm gonna pop it back on. You can use your imagination as into how I'm gonna do that, because I can't really show it to you with my hand. I'm gonna just do a thing like, oh, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do it with one hand. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. I'll prefer to do it with 2 hands, and I'll get back to you, huh? Okay. So now it feels on there. Feel like it's on there. Yeah, feel like it's on there. But now it's not flexible. It's now. I don't know. I don't want to burn out my motor, but I think it'll loosen itself up enough. It is polyethylene or some kind of strong plastic. I don't know what it is. It's very hard. Can take a lot of friction. The engineers know what they put there. I don't know what they put there. Okay, that's my fuse box. Anyway. So there we go. There we have it. So I didn't clamp it when it was on. You gotta take it off and clamp it, and then you're in a better position. Alright, this is where your brake fluid is. I think your brake fluid, I never had to put any brake fluid in it. Under here. I don't know if it's Pentocin that goes in here, but Pentocin goes in here. So I would stick with Pentocin or whatever the book says, if possible. Anyhow, you see my breather, the hose broke because I was doing something stupid. And the whole front end of my car, I was in a car accident, so it's held up with bungee cord. Not really bungee cord, nylon. This is like, you can use this for climbing. And then because this thing is, you got to make sure this works and this is secure. And I use some wire to keep this from flying up, because if this flies up and your hood flies up, it breaks your windshield. And I've done that before, so I know, because I had another front end collision and I didn't think it was important to keep the hood down, but the hood catches the air, it flies up, and it breaks your windshield. Okay, so isn't that wonderful? So so this time this thing is vibrating because I didn't really strap it down. Really, I needed some turnbuckles, but anyhow, I did a poor job strapping it up. So there's a high point connection to the radiator that allows the air to vent back into here, into the expansion tank. And that may be where the expansion part of it works. I really don't know. So because this was flapping up and down, this came out of here broke the vent, and then my radiator fluid spilled out. I was driving all the way from the Bronx, so my car shut down on the Van Wyck Expressway. I was almost blocking up traffic. So this is the vent line that goes right here. So I just blocked up those two vent lines. I hope that'll hold it up. This engine is probably one of the greatest. I don't know, man. It's better than a LS. It's better than a Chevy LS engine, trust me. Chevy LS engine, I had one, well, that one was 300,000 miles. This is only 180-something thousand miles. So I take that back. I'm sorry, LS. LS is pretty good. LS is pretty good if you take care of it. That LS engine blew up at 300,000 miles, and it was still good if I had just changed the head gasket, but I didn't bother doing that. But all these little plastic things, they just break all the time. Somebody needs to come around with some, I don't know, some plastic and steel lines, a combination of plastic and steel, and just do all this whole thing over. Somebody come up with something that's more neat. And I don't know, these plastic vents and stuff like that, these things just break, man. These things, anyhow, I'm just complaining, talking junk. As you can see, I didn't fix my front end. This front part right here is called the core support. Core support is made out of plastic. So when the core support smashes, the whole front end kind of gets wacky. This is the only metal part. The part at the top is metal. The part at the top of the core support is metal. Everything below that, that's plastic. And I don't even feel like the hit that I had was like, man, I don't know, maybe 10 miles an hour. Maybe about 10 miles an hour. Didn't do too bad because look, all of this stayed in place. All of this was still good. All of this stayed in place. All this stayed in place. This part took the hit. This bar right here is aluminum. This aluminum bar took most of the hit. And then the rest that took the hit was my radiator. My radiator broke. Not this radiator. The AC system was still working. This got bent up. This is a support for the bumper. When the radiator got smashed, it smashed my EGR valve here. I don't even think these are still not even the right EGR valves I got in here. But anyhow, so it broke one of them. It broke this one, yeah. And you got to be real careful buying a new one because the way how they fit is weird. So this broke open, so I just kind of taped it together with some black Gorilla tape, and it's been running for over a year. I've probably put another 10,000 miles on it since the car accident, and it's taking me to New Jersey, it's taking me to Yonkers, the Bronx, it takes me to work every day. It's very reliable, even in the condition that I'm having it right now, which is a very terrible condition. Now, a core support by itself, if you buy a brand new one, I don't know what it costs, probably $1,500, but if you buy a used one, you're gonna run about, I've seen as low as $300. My light supports are broken. My lights still work, thank God. Yeah, so a lot of stuff happened over here. Then my starter hat went out, but that wasn't a big deal. Well, it was a big deal because it took me days to put it back together. And that's it so far, you know, just plastic things going out, you know, plastic stuff, and car accident, that wasn't a good idea, you know. So I changed this tank. I thought that this was leaking, but actually it was this down here. It was this vent valve that was probably bad, but hey, thank God it's still working. I don't have to buy a new vehicle because I can't afford it, and that's why I keep it together with bubble gum and good feelings. All right, thanks for listening.